In today's video, we will see how to reset a Synology NAS. There can be various reasons why you might need to reset your system. So today, we will go through the entire process from the beginning, showing you how to completely delete all data and set up the NAS from scratch. Let's get started. Step 1. Open Control Panel. First, go to the Control Panel. Step 2. Search for Reset option. In the search bar at the top, type Reset, then select the Reset option and continue. Step 3. Erase all data. In the next window, click on Erase all data. Step 4. Confirm Factory Reset. A new dialog box will appear with the title Factory Reset. Here, check the box next to I understand, then click on Erase all data again. Step 5. Enter password. You will be prompted to enter your admin password. Type your password and click Submit. Step 6. System Restart. A new message will appear saying Synology NAS is restarting. This process will take some time, usually around 1 to 2 minutes. Now, you just need to wait until the NAS resets completely. After waiting for 1 to 2 minutes, if you reload the page, you will see a welcome screen. This screen will display a welcome message. Your Synology NAS model number, a picture of your device, an install button. To proceed, simply click on the Install button to start setting up your NAS again. Next, we can see the Install DiskStation Manager DSM screen. Here, we have two options. Automatically install the latest software update, manually upload a DSM installation file. In this case, I will select the automatic option, as it ensures that the NAS gets the latest updates without any extra steps. After clicking Next, we will see a warning message informing us that all previous data will be erased. Since we are performing a reset, we don't need to worry about this and can proceed by clicking Continue. To confirm, you will need to enter your NAS model number exactly as shown. After typing it correctly, click on the Delete button. Once confirmed, the system will begin formatting and installing DiskStation Manager DSM. Since the installation is downloaded from the internet, the time required will depend on your internet speed and system performance. Please be patient while the process completes. I have fast-forwarded this part of the video because showing the entire installation process in real time would take too long. I felt that extending the video unnecessarily wasn't needed. So, to keep the video concise and to the point, I have skipped ahead past this long installation process. At this point, we are assuming that the file copying and installation process is complete. Now, you should see a welcome screen displaying the latest updated DSM version. Below, there is an option to restore from a backup. However, since I am demonstrating a fresh installation, I will ignore that option. Instead, I will simply click the Start button to proceed to the next step. In this step, you need to set up your device name, admin account name, and password. This will be used later to log in to your Synology NAS. Once you have entered the required information, click Next to proceed. Next, you will see some update options where you can choose how DSM updates are managed. There are 3 options available. In my case, I am selecting the first option, Recommended, for automatic updates. However, you can choose any option based on your preference. Once selected, click Next to continue. If you have a Synology account, you can log in at this step. However, since I don't have a Synology account and my device is not an official Synology device, I am skipping this step. If you prefer, you can log in later from the settings. This option is for device analytics. To enable analytics and receive important device-related insights, you should check the box next to I agree to allow this option and then click Submit. This will help you monitor your Synology NAS performance and analytics. At this point, our Synology desktop is fully ready for use. On the Welcome screen, Synology is recommending the installation of 3 official applications. I strongly recommend installing these apps, as they will be useful for various tasks in the future. Simply click Install to proceed and complete the setup. Next, we see the option to enable two-factor authentication 2FA. For those using an official Synology device, I highly recommend enabling two-factor authentication for better security. This will add an extra layer of protection to your NAS. However, if you are not using an official Synology device, you won't be able to enable this option. In that case, you can simply skip this step and continue. The next option is to protect your account with adaptive MFA, multi-factor authentication. For users with an official Synology device, it is highly recommended to verify your account with adaptive MFA using your email address for added security. However, since I am using an unofficial device, I will choose the I don't want to secure my account option to skip this step. You can always enable this option later if needed. Now, we are going to create a storage pool and volume. Since my system only has one drive installed, I will create a storage pool on this drive. Since I plan to add more storage to this pool later, I am choosing the JBOD option, which allows me to expand the storage pool later without any issues. Once this is set up, you'll be able to manage your storage more flexibly. Since my system only has one SSD installed, I can see just that single SSD in the options. I am skipping the check drive option as it's not necessary at the moment. Since I am using the entire drive for this setup, I will click on Max to utilize all available space. I am also using Synology's recommended partition format, but if you prefer, you can choose ext4 instead. I am not adding an interruption system for now, but you can configure it as per your requirements. After reviewing the information, I am clicking Apply to finalize the setup. So far, you can see that we have successfully completed all the settings, and our setup is working smoothly. We are able to install applications from the Application Manager, and they are functioning perfectly. Additionally, we have enabled the file sharing system SMB, which is also working great. That's all for today's video. If you found it helpful, or if you have any questions or difficulties, please don't hesitate to share them in the comment box. If this channel has been useful to you, please make sure to subscribe. If you think this information could help someone you know, feel free to share it with them. We would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching.